Hey everyone, thanks for checking out my videos. Today I wanted to go over my latest chassis build. This is the HSP touring car chassis 110 scale. I did order it with the metal bottom plate. This turned out a lot nicer than I thought it would be. Right there I have the ZD Racing metal 110 chassis, TC10 version. That right there is also a very nice chassis. This kit comes, I think I bought it for about 100. It was listed for 155. I think I picked it up with the discount around 130. This one right here, I think I grabbed for about 110, but with the upgraded metal components I have here, that probably sets it around 120, 130 bucks also. So very comparable. In here, I did swap over one of my other ZD Racing 3650. I think it's a 3000 kV brushless motors. This is that drift conversion that you saw me go over with the GTR R34 body. I went ahead and made some swaps between the two. So these are the wheels that actually came stock on the HSP body, this one. And I got it with the drift tire and wheel setup. I thought those were more fitting for the stock ZD Racing body, which is a Lamborghini. And these wheels actually look pretty nice on that, so I decided to go back to the stock body on the ZD Racing. And because I heavily cambered that kit, you can see my tire wear is pretty extreme on the inside, so I decided to swap these over to the HSP because it's a little bit less cambered and I would get a little bit more life out of these tires. Fronts are pretty solid. I have not run this yet, just besides inside the house. I did stick a 12 turn 550 brushed motor. I'm waiting for a censored brushless setup to come in, but both of these are fitted with Dumbo RC gyro receiver transmitter combos. I have this one upgraded, or not upgraded, but I put the 20 kg servo in there for the faster response. And this is pretty nice. Another thing I went ahead and did to this kit was I locked the rear diff, so you can see the rear diff is locked, the fronts are not. And I still plan to use these both for touring car and drifting, just for fun, all-wheel drive drifters. What I did go ahead and do, and the reason why I ordered all these metal components was to get better steering tolerances and just reduce any slop, but also because I knew I was going to go ahead and customize the steering of this one. I wanted to use it as a guinea pig for chopping, and you can see I cut the C-hubs. So essentially what I'm simulating is C-hub delete, and you can see the improved steering, and I might be able to show you the difference between these two. I don't have the before on this one, but you can see the after. So I did maximize the steering angle on the HSP compared to this stock ZD Racing, so you could see the difference there. And basically the limit of an all-wheel drive steering angle is the dog bone. So as much as this axle can turn and still spin, that's basically the limit that you have on angle. And it actually, this dog bone actually gets stuck in those notches. You could feel that. So I'm not sure how that will play out when I actually run this thing, but essentially this is like a C-hub delete. You can see the other side as well. And it's actually pretty cool. I'm glad it turned out the way that it did. But much better steering angle on the HSP than in this ZD Racing after the mod, of course. Let me go ahead and turn that down all the way. Yep. So I'm excited to try this out for an all-wheel drive drifter. And I do have another chassis coming in, going along with drift, that I'm really excited for, which is actually a legit drifter. So I'll get a unboxing and a assembly video on that soon. But basically this is a touring car chassis version of the monster truck build that you saw me do with the WL Toys 12402 body. This is just a touring car version of it, and instead of the plastic bottom plate, I went with metal because this is an on-road, and I figured I wouldn't be doing crazy jumps with it, so I didn't want to bend it. And I'm not worried about bending, so I was thinking more of stability. So this is the latest that I'm going with. I haven't decided which body I'm gonna throw on to this one yet, but I do have a bunch of the cheaper AliExpress 110 touring car bodies. This was an option right here. This is kind of like a Mercedes CLK DTM edition, but something to notice is the wheelbase on the HSP is a little bit longer than the ZD Racing, which I think this is 260. This one might be 265 millimeter. Tamiya's are typically 257 millimeter, if I recall correctly. But this is just an overview of my converted touring car chassis to drift, which I'm going to use for both. This is not going to be a dedicated drifter. I know these will never perform as nice as the legit Yakomo and MST drift chassis, but this is a lot of fun for me to go back and forth between. I was able to get the increased steering angle on this, which I'm really happy about. I have the spare parts, and which I'll probably end up doing is doing the same customization with the metal parts as I did with these plastic pieces. So I'll probably Dremel these and get that increased angle. But to go over it, what I ended up doing is cutting the rear piece of the C hub, so it's open on the back, and then the other mod you have to do is actually cut the lower arm, because this steering rod will actually come in contact with this arm. So I did have to shave it down. I did a hack job, but it's holding up, and I'm happy about it. I actually should have taken everything apart, but because I was measuring how much had to be cut off, I went ahead and did it with it on. And here you go, you can see I cut the rear section of that C hub, and you can see the maxed angle of that dog bone and how it hits the axle right here. And so again, I'm excited to get this out. Otherwise, I just have this on a brush setup. The only other mod is this increased steering angle and the locked rear diff, which I have not done to this ZD Racing yet. But nice thing is it's sort of tight, so it's kind of there, and you can see the fronts are definitely a lot looser. So again, I got another drift chassis surprise coming, unboxing and chassis build, but this is just kind of a start to get me into the drift world. And another shout out to Jordan for the conversations and sparking all this interest in the little drift RCs for me. So definitely stay tuned for my latest updates and my next updates. Thanks for watching.